This video will demonstrate how to use the WAGO ToPass device and control it with a cell phone. Here we have a SIM card, something like you'd find in a standard cell phone. You can get these in the States from AT&T or T-Mobile. Many carriers around the world that carry these. On the front side here we have our various terminations. We've got digital inputs, digital outputs here, a few analog ins, analogs out. This is a digital out. One is wired to a jump flex relay, and then we have a switch that's wired to our digital input for our example here. On the other side of the module we have an SMA connection. You can use that with a standard cell phone antenna. Let's go ahead and get started and attach the power supply power. And when I toggle this input switch to the off position, we will see a SMS message delivered to my phone, which will say ToPass DI1 off. And likewise, when we toggle the switch the other direction, we will get a SMS message saying ToPass DI1 on. The speed of the GSM networks vary from carrier to carrier, and also your signal strength and lots of other factors, but typically you should get an SMS message within 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. You can see it's receiving the message now in the top right corner, and there we go. So that's a demonstration of the digital in. Now let's look at the digital out. I'm just going to reply to this SMS message which came from that SIM card on the ToPass, and I'm going to type in a special command. It's DO1 on, and that will toggle the DO1 output, and you'll see the jump flex relay come on. And to turn it off, it's the DO1 off command, and these are configurable. In a minute here we'll show you in the software how to change these commands to be whatever you'd like. You also do get a response back indicating that the command was received. And there we go. So now we're just going to connect a null modem serial cable, RS-232, and fire up the software here. So under identity settings, here's where you put the cell phone SMS SIM card address. And then here's the up to 4 contact numbers that it can dial out to, and there's also a capability for internet logging as well. For the digital ends, these are the commands that we saw coming in, and you can also select which addresses are notified. And then digital outputs, those are the on and off commands that it'll receive from SMS. Here we can select the communication and how we're going to what COM port we're going to use to talk to the device. And it's important to understand that the address settings, it'll only take messages from cell phones on that list, so not just anyone can send SMS messages to turn it on and off. So there I downloaded what was on the ToPass device. On the analog inputs, you can set the scaling here, whether it's 0 to 20 or 4 to 20. There are also 2 alarm conditions. You can be rising edge or falling edge based on a set point, and you can also adjust who is notified if those alarm conditions are met, something like a high and low on a tank or something like that. And then on your analog outputs, here you can do the scaling as well, and you can just give it a command and then equals a number, and it'll set the output to that number. And then here's where we upload it to the ToPass using the up arrow if you've made any changes to the config. There's some other advanced features we didn't get into in the video, but there's a Modbus capabilities where you can use that serial port to read registers from a PLC, kind of used for an alarm dialer. Also multiplexing, so you can use 4 digital outputs from a PLC to drive up to 15 alarms. Makes a pretty nice alarm dialer that way. And that concludes the video. Thank you.